What is up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? Welcome back to yet another Rome 2 Total War Siege battle. But not just any Rome 2 Total War Siege battle. This is a Total War League battle played by yours truly, the Macadonian Maltesers, both me and Bloodlust versus RandomX. I believe it was Zero Chilling, and I actually have the team up right here. Give me a second, guys. Hold that thought. Keep it held. Keep it in your hands. I think it was Hermes that we fought in this battle. So it was Zero, Chilling, and Hermes. This battle was definitely a interesting one. That's pretty much all I can say about this one. But yeah, it was definitely a fun siege battle, and I learned a lot from this one. So make sure you guys sit back, relax, go ahead and grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, go jerk off a quick one, go call your grandmother and tell her that you love her, preferably not while you're jerking off a quick one. Do whatever you guys got to do, and let's go ahead and click on that play button. So just to kind of throw that out there as well, while I'm kind of sipping on some coffee here, this video is sponsored by Gamer Grind Co. or Gamer Grind Company, a fantastic coffee company made especially for gamers. They are a high quality coffee company with delicious, well priced coffee that I absolutely love to drink and quite enjoy drinking in general. So make sure that you guys check them out. If you guys use the link down in my description below, it'll take you to my personal page where you can use the code CAPN4IS to be able to get a nice discount on your coffee. In this battle, I'm going to be playing as Epinus or Epirus, while Bloodlust is going to be playing as RDI. I want to say it's RDI. Please tell me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. For some reason, my mind is completely blanking right now. And then in this battle, we were going to be playing against Syracuse and Colchis. So a very, very interesting matchup. We will be playing on, I think this is Alexandria. I'm hoping that this is Alexandria so I don't get roasted in the comments below. But yeah, no, definitely a very interesting battle. I think you guys are going to quite enjoy this. I just tried recording for the past hour, or a couple hours. I was trying to record another Men of Warsaw Squad 2 Warhammer mod video to no avail. It just kept crashing and just kept having issues, etc., etc. There goes Carziel trying to message me while I'm making a video, cheeky bugger. But yeah, it just did not work out, and I was just getting super frustrated. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I've got a few Total War League sieges that I want to record and show you guys. So bada bing, bada boom. Here we are. We've got some Illyrian Marines moving up a couple of towers closer to the walls to hopefully get some better shots. We've got my Illyrian levies pushing up some tortoises, getting ready to break the corners on this wall and help us to be able to breach this settlement. Over here, I've got a decent amount of Theros Spears, 3 Theros Spears, 3 units of Italian Swords, 3 Cretan Archers, Illyrian Levies, some Royal Peltas, a Royal Peltas General, and of course the 3 units of Samnite Warriors with a beautiful, beautiful ballista. I actually love the look of the ballista in this game. It looks really cool. It's just really detailed. Rome 2, for being an older game, is just such an incredibly detailed game. It's really beautiful. If you guys haven't tried Rome 2, make sure you guys check it out. It truly is an incredible game. Over here, we've got some slave slingers, a lot of Illyrian Marines, some noble hoplites, a noble hoplite general, all of the good stuff. And some Illyrian Theros Spears, which are cheaper than your typical Theros Spears. Over here, we've got some Cardii Axemen, some regular axes, and some Hillmen. And then over here, you guys will be able to see the rest of the army. But Syracuse kind of brought your typical, I think they have Cretan Archers. I guess we'll find out here pretty soon. Thorax Swordsmen. And why can't I remember what they're called? I have them. Mercenary Samnite Warriors, all of the good stuff, and then Cardii, just primarily bringing the Cardii Axemen and the regular axes as well. So a very powerful army. The Cardii Axemen, as I've learned from this league, the Cardii Axemen are the superior Axemen, and they can get some real damage down over here. We are getting rid of these walls slowly but surely, using our tortoises to break these corners and make as many breach points as possible. Over here, we've got a unit of Illyrian cavalry, kind of moved over to the side. He was using them because Syracuse had forgotten to turn off fire at will for their artillery, so it was wasting some of their ammunition. He had moved his cavalry over here to be able to hopefully waste some of that ammunition as well. But yeah, I mean, we're starting to breach the walls. We're going to start moving in here sooner rather than later with some of those Illyrian levies. Just start to try to make headway within the enemy walls. The enemy Cardii are. I just said their name and now I can't even remember what they're called. The enemy Axe army, as we shall call them, with their many Hillmen and many Cardii Axemen and many Axemen units, are holding this courtyard while Syracuse is going to be holding this area over here. We can't see their army, but you can tell that they're moving troops because we've got various market buildings or market tents that are breaking with troops moving up, and over here we got a unit of thorax swordsmen moving up, getting ready to counter my Illyrian levies. I've got some artillery shooting over in this direction because I saw, as you can see, we got some eastern archers over here. I saw some eastern archers and some units moving over here, so I figured that would be a great target to fire at. They've got a unit of thorax hoplites over here, the general unit, to be able to utilize those abilities and get some more damage dealt, some more damage done. And then, of course, they have many more units over here. We're going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit while we kind of move our troops in. It is lagging a little bit, so we're just going to kind of enjoy the view here. Just sit back, relax. My Illyrian levies over here getting absolutely decimated by the Hillman javelin throws and the tower. I was not paying attention. That was my bad. That was kind of a waste of a unit that could have definitely gotten some kills. But shit happens. Ultimately, that was just my mistake. And that was my fault. So it's all good. It happened. It's done. I've got another unit of Illyrian levies over here, and then I've got another unit of Italian swords moving over to the gap that's over here. You just can't see them right now. And we are going to go ahead and start moving up and getting ready to attack the enemy. We're going to go ahead and go back into play mode. We already made the mistake of kind of destroying this Colosseum early on, so we're not going to be able to destroy this Colosseum and get a lot of kills, which is really sad. We've got my Illyrian levies moving up to take some javelin throws from the thorax swordsman, hopefully waste some of the ammo. The enemy's got some Cardii axemen nearby to be able to support their troops. We've got some Samnite warriors moving up to the front line. We still got some units of eastern archers here. One of the things I don't like about this map is that if you have units here, you can kind of utilize them to be able to shoot at the enemy forces and then just barely retreat them, and they'll hide themselves, so then you can't fire back at them. It's a little bit cheesy, but yeah, this battle has a lot of good cheese in here. You know, it's allowed. But there's a lot of things that I learned here that I don't know if I'll ever utilize. It I don't feel like I'm as much of a sweaty player. But it was still a very good battle, and I quite enjoyed it. I'm going to go ahead and utilize my artillery and shoot into this blob of units. We've got Samnite warriors, we've got thorax swords, we've got archers, we've got Cardii axemen, we've got a little bit of everything. Over here, my ally actually dismounted his cavalry so that way he could come and destroy this ballista unit to be able to make sure that they can't shoot at us, to make sure that they can't get damage against us. So a very, very good play by my ally, Bloodlust. That's really good. The enemy accidentally left fire at will on with these Samnite warriors, so they are going to go ahead and waste some ammo, which is perfect for us. Any ammo or anything that we can waste is a fantastic opportunity. Breaking this unit of ballista, he is going to go ahead and start trying to retreat that unit of cavalry over this way to get them the hell out of here and to get them back to their cavalry. We've got some of the cavalry beginning to kind of run away because we've got units dying slowly but surely. If I remember correctly, each time one of them dies, one of the cavalry runs away. I'm just kind of waiting to try to see if that's actually true. Moving back over here, we've got I've got my Illyrian levies kind of sitting here waiting for a good opportunity to be able to engage with the enemy. I did have some artillery firing over here onto this blob as well, onto these axemen, onto these Cardii axemen, getting some decent kills so far. My artillery, still having ammo, has 96 kills, so definitely not doing bad at all. This artillery is going to go ahead and fire back over at this blob of units again with some more accurate shots. Just trying to get some good kills against these guys, just trying to do whatever we can, shooting over at these ranged units, trying to get some good kills against these archers. They are going to go ahead and just fire at this Illyrian cavalry unit, bringing them down to 24 out of 80. Okay, I was wrong. This cav is actually just going to sit here, relax, and just hang out. They are being super good. I mean, they're not even going to run away like the owners are dead or anything. I guess they can't really see it from here, but that's actually really cool. I love how they're still sitting here. Just little details of Rome 2 that really get me. We've got my unit of Illyrian levies over here waiting to move in against these thorax swordsmen. We've got the enemy that's got some archer units that could probably get some good flanking fire on these Illyrian levies, but hopefully they won't notice that. And right now it's just a little bit of a standstill. We were doing a little bit of archer fire. We've got some mercenary Cretan archers, got some slave slingers over here engaging with the enemy, but again, they're going to be able to use that tactic of just kind of going in, shooting a volley, moving back so we can't shoot back, going in, shooting a volley, etc., etc. Doing that over and over again to be able to try and utilize the forces as well as possible, get as many kills as possible as well. It looks like we've got some more artillery firing over here. I don't see it. I heard a ball. I heard a ball. I don't see it, though. But, yeah, we're going to be able to utilize that artillery and try to get some more kills on here. Just because they've got a nice, like, clump here. So we should hopefully be able to get some decent kills with that artillery over here as well. I think I also am trying to get some artillery fire over here onto these archers. Just to try to deter them from continuing to fire into our units as well. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and retreat those archers back so that way hopefully they'll disappear. Let's see if they do it here. Yeah, see, it's a really cheesy thing. Well, if you just retreat them barely, they'll just keep retreating or disappearing. It's a really good kind of glitch with this map as well. So yeah, they're just going to be able to keep getting some good hits on my mercenary Cretan archers, and there's really not too much that I can do about it because every time that they fire, they just fall back, so I can't shoot back. So really good move by our enemies. We've got some Illyrian levies here just kind of holding the line. They're going to start trying to push up these thorax swordsmen to be able to hopefully get some javies off and be able to engage with our forces. I'm going to go ahead and move my Illyrian levies in to be able to engage with these guys. I'm going to fall back my mercenary Cretan warriors so they don't keep getting harassed by these enemy archer units, because there's nothing I can do about that. I can't really fire back. I mean, I think I can attack ground with my archers. Don't quote me on that, but I think I can. So I could potentially just kind of shoot in the general area, but that'd be a huge waste of ammo. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull my archers back and look for a better opportunity to be able to engage with the enemy. I got my ally moving up some units of Illyrian Marines to be able to help support me, but I am finally engaged with my Illyrian levies, just trying to make sure that these enemies can't get their volleys off, can't do as much damage as possible. He is going to go ahead and trade with me with these noble hoplites. I'm going to go ahead and fall back my Illyrian levies here and let them rest up here for a little bit. They did their job. They made sure they couldn't get their volleys off, so now those noble hoplites are going to go ahead and get some decent kills. We've got my Illyrian levies over here doing some good work against these thorax swords. We've got these Illyrian Marines trying to get some fire over here. I've got some archers getting some flanking fire over here. The enemy's going to be using their eastern archers to be able to engage with these slave slingers, just trying to focus them down and trying to kill them quickly, so that way they can't get more shots off on us. But yeah, getting some nice flanking fire with these mercenary Cretans, just trying to get as much damage in these thorax swordsmen as I can. He is going to go ahead and move those Theros spears over to the side, get them ready, and yeah, so one of the things that the enemy likes to do, really good move, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it myself, but we'll see. It's a good way to be able to win the game, is just kind of change the formation of their swords, so that way their swords are kind of over here. Use kind of a little bit of a Rome 2 glitch to be able to move those swords over, and then open up a side, so that way your units will go ahead and just continue to flank around these swordsmen, and then they're going to be able to utilize that ammunition to be able to get some flanking fire on your troops and be able to quickly kill them, utilize the ammo as much or as well as possible too. My artillery is still getting some great shots in. I'm getting 144 kills so far. Still got a little bit of ammo left. Hopefully they can continue to get those great kills and continue to be able to do as much damage to the enemy as possible. We're just going to continue to cycle out some Illyrian Marines and my mercenary Italian swordsmen. My levies that we're engaged with here did finally break, but we got a little bit of damage off on these thorax swordsmen. We're going to get some volleys off and just try to get as much damage as possible off against these enemy units. But yeah, right now I've got my Illyrian levies engaged with these thorax swordsmen right here. They're not going to be able to do much, but we're just trying to make sure that they can't utilize their ammo against our more elite troops of the Illyrian noble hoplites here. Over here, we've got some more troops moving in. We got some Illyrian Thera spears. Still plenty of troops off in the distance. We've still got plenty of troops to be able to engage with the enemy. So that's good. I'm starting to move my general up, starting to get some of these Thera spears up. Just starting to get my men up, getting ready for a big assault right now. We're just kind of poking and prodding at the enemy defenses, trying to get as much damage as possible. Over here, we're using the a little bit of another cheesy tactic of using the Illyrian Marines, putting them in square formation in hopes that we can get some flanking fire on these thorax swordsmen. So my mercenary Italian swords are just trying to get some volleys off, getting 33 kills with just their javelin fire. Not bad at all. Just trying to get as many kills on these thorax swordsmen as possible, because thorax swords are a 760 cost unit, if I remember correctly. Please, if I'm wrong on that, somebody correct me down in the comments below. Versus a 400 cost unit. If I'm able to get some good kills with those javelins on a more expensive unit, then that would be perfect. These Cardii Axemen, a little over 700 gold as well, engaged with our forces. I'm going to go ahead and charge my mercenary Italian swordsmen in, because they are out of ammo there, to be able to hopefully get a nice charge bonus on these guys and be able to get some decent kills. Over here, we're just kind of holding with these noble hoplites. The enemy's got some thorax swordsmen, just kind of waiting here, leaving a little bit of a gap here to be able to continue to get that nice flanking fire. Very well played by the enemy on that part. I've got a unit of mercenary Italian swordsmen on the walls to hopefully distract the enemy, but I'm going to hopefully move them down soon before the enemy utilizes their archers to be able to get a lot of damage off on us. But yeah, I've got some Illyrian levies up here that broke initially, but still have a little bit of ammo, so I'm going to move them over into this little gap right here and try to get some flanking fire off on the enemy forces to be able to get some flanking shots over on this unit of Cardii Axemen. A cheap unit of what, like 200 something gold, I think. Being able to utilize their javies against a over 700 gold cost unit. Very good usage of those javelins. I mean, ultimately, they're not going to be able to do much in actual melee combat, but if they can get a flank, as I'm doing, there's a little gap right here. I'm going to try to get a little bit of a flank on these Cardii Axemen. If you can get a flank off, and if you can get some javies off, then you can get some really good damage off on these units. So I'm just going to try to get a little bit of a flanky-panky going on here, and just try to do as much damage to these guys as possible. They're going to keep swapping out, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a flank, and hopefully we're going to be able to kill these thorax swordsmen a little bit better too. I got another unit of Illyrian levies that still have some ammo. I'm going to go ahead and pull them back and utilize my mercenary Italian swordsmen to keep these thorax swords in line. These Illyrian levies continuing to get some flanks on. The enemy's going to go ahead and use their javelins on these levies, get a little bit of friendly fire, which is perfect, and plus they're using javies on a very cheap depleted unit too, so I will take that anytime. I've got this unit of mercenary Italian swords. They're kind of like partially in the fight right now, just because they're kind of getting a little cock blocked by these noble hoplites, but that's okay. That also kind of helps a little bit too, because then the enemy won't be able to get as much in the way of flanking fire on more of our units, so I will take that. And they are engaged with these thorax swords, hopefully getting ready to be able to get some good damage on these guys as well. I think that the enemy has their slingers, yeah, mercenary Balearic slingers kind of firing at the flanks. I'm not really sure what my Italian swords are doing or why they had some guys on the flank right there, but yeah, my mercenary Italian swords over here engaged with these guys. My allies moved up those noble fires to be able to make sure those Cardii Axemen can't get that damage off. Cardii Axemen are going to go ahead and try to reform here to be able to make sure that they can get some flanking shots over on these noble hoplites. Very good move by the enemy as well. And then my mercenary Italian sword still engaged with this unit of thorax swordsmen, winning the fight slowly but surely. So very well played by both sides. I've got another depleted unit of Illyrian levies over here with their javelins, just trying to get some flanking fire on this thorax swordsman unit, just trying to get rid of these guys, so that way we can continue to fight against the other enemy troops over here. We are not engaged with this front. We just don't know if we can win this front, and the enemy just has so many different troops on this front, so we're primarily focused on engaging with Syracuse and hopefully breaking the enemy over on this front, doing as much damage as possible on this front. Just because with this front we can get a flank, get shot at from the flank a lot more than we can on this front. So we're hoping that we can utilize the kind of the attacker advantage over on this side to be able to do more damage to the enemy forces. But yeah, the enemy still has a unit of Cardi Axemen trying to reform, so that way the Noble Hoplites will wrap around and engage with these Cardi Axemen and show their flank. So they're going to be able to utilize those Balearic Slingers and get some great flanking fire on these Noble Hoplites as well. And the enemy is going to go ahead and move up their general unit of Thorax Hoplites to be able to continue to use their abilities and be able to have them there just in case we start to break through as well. That depleted unit of Illyrian Levies was trying to get around to get a nice flank off, but they were kind of shot to death. So they did kind of break, but I do have another unit of Illyrian Levies over here, as well as a unit of Theros Spears to hopefully start getting some more flanking fire on both these Thorax Swordsmen and Cardi Axemen. Again, just trying to do as much damage to these guys as we can to be able to hopefully get rid of these guys as quickly as possible. Over here, we've got a unit of Mercenary Balearic Slingers and a unit of Eastern Archers kind of firing over onto our troops, getting some nice flanking fire on my unit of Illyrian Levies here. There's not too much that I can do about it. They're going to take a lot of fire over on the flank, but it's all right. Again, a cheaper unit. I'd much rather them use their ammo on a cheaper unit than use their ammo on my more expensive units. Over here, this unit of Noble Hoplites still fighting the good fight, still getting a little bit of flanking fire. He got another unit of Illyrian Theros Spears that somehow pushed over here and pushed through this little gap right here and engaged with these enemy ranged units, but the enemy did a really good job of being able to surround them and make sure that they couldn't get too much damage off on the archers. A valiant effort by my ally, but was it worth it? Only time will tell. Still got this unit of depleted Noble Hoplites fighting against these Cardi Axemen, trying to get as much damage as possible. Got a unit of depleted Illyrian Marines over here trying to get into the fight and be able to support this unit of Noble Hoplites, but slowly but surely just trying to do as much damage as we can. He's going to be able to retreat this Noble Hoplites, utilizing these Illyrian Marines to try and cover the retreat and trying to go through that little gap right there to be able to keep those Thorax Swordsmen from firing at the flanks of our troops. But the enemy's going to go ahead and move over a unit of depleted Thorax Swordsmen to surround those Illyrian Marines and quickly decimate them. Moving back over to this side, we are slowly but surely starting to break through these units of Cardi Axemen, as well as these unit of Thorax Swordsmen. The enemy's got some Samnite Warriors moved in. I am slowly but surely starting to move in my own Samnite Warriors to be able to help and engage with these enemy forces. My ally is moving up some Illyrian Marines over on this side. He is debating whether or not he wants to attack this side to be able to put more pressure on the enemy. We're just super hesitant just because the enemy has so many forces over here and so much opportunity to be able to get some great kills on our troops. But he is going to go ahead and start moving up some Illyrian Marines to hopefully get some fire onto our troops. Sorry, I just got a text message from my doctor. I was like, what? I just quickly looked at that real quick, but nothing important. We are all good. The only thing that's important is Rome. Roma Invicta, even though Rome isn't a faction inside of this battle, but we don't talk about it. I got my general unit over here, ready to be able to start getting trying to utilize my abilities on like these mercenary Italian swords and other units to be able to hopefully deal some better damage over here. I got my archers engaged with the enemy archers, just trying to do whatever I can to be able to take them out and keep them from firing on my troops. But the enemy is doing a great move of just every time I start to fire on one of their archers, let's see if they do it. Yeah, so once I start firing at them, they're going to move back so that way my ammo doesn't actually get utilized in the best manner possible. So just kind of using some more cheesy tactics, some great tactics within Rome 2 to be able to make sure that we're wasting our ammo and being able to do as much damage to these my archers as possible. Doing a great job of doing a lot of damage against my archers as well. Very good plays from the enemy forces. So definitely kudos to them. We've got a lot of enemy units over here engaged with our mercenary Italian swords, as well as that unit of depleted Noble Hoplites. We're just trying to utilize whatever we can to be able to try and do as much damage as we can against these troops. Again, I've got my general over here throwing some peltis over here at these Balearic Slingers, just trying to do as much damage as I can to be able to try to hopefully get these guys to retreat as well and to continue to use my abilities against these troops. Over here, I've got some Theros Spears as well as some Samnite Warriors engaged with the enemy Samnite Warriors and these Thorax Swords as well, just trying to do whatever I can to be able to continue to cycle charge and continue to do damage against these forces. We got a unit of Illyrian Marines engaged with these Hillmen over here. The Hillmen are actually going to go ahead and reform so that way they can utilize their Axemen and whatever units they can to be able to get some better flanking shots over on our troops, as well as these Eastern Archers getting some good flanking shots on our troops as well. So very good plays by the enemy with those Hillman as well. That voice crack was gorgeous. These Samurai Warriors are going to begin to engage with these Thorax Swords, just trying to do as much damage as we possibly can. We've got another unit of Theros Spears that I believe are out of ammo, 64 kills so far, and another Theros Spear that has yet to be inside of the fight. So we've still got some decent units, and we've still got some very powerful units to be able to get some good damage off on the enemy forces. Got a unit of mercenary Italian swordsmen over here engaged with these Cardii Axemen. These archers still focusing fire on my Cretan archers as well, just trying to be able to kill as much as they can. They sent over some Eastern archers to help support their archers as well. We are engaged with these Balearic slingers. But the Balearic slingers are at ammo, and I didn't notice it, so that was my bad. Just kind of wasting a little bit of ammo. Again, well played by the enemies as well. Over here in the middle, our Samnite warriors are engaged with these enemy mercenary Samnite warriors. They're going to go ahead and use that tactic to be able to reform and shoot at the flanks of my Samnite warriors to get some good kills on them as well. So hopefully I'll be able to pull out those Samnite warriors soon to be able to keep them from getting flanked, and be able to switch out with these Theros Spears, which is exactly what I'm going to do to try to save as many Samnite Warriors as I possibly can, because getting Samnite Warriors killed by that type of flanking fire is sad. So I want to make sure that we turn that frown upside down and save as many troops as we possibly can. We've got a unit of Illyrian Theros Spears over here, kind of move towards the gap, just facing off against these Axemen, these Hillmen, and these Cardii Axemen, just trying to determine on whether or not they could potentially win this fight. Just kind of eyeing them up and figuring out exactly what they want to do. Over here, we've got a unit of mercenary Italian swords starting to break, but we do have a unit of Theros Spears as well as my Royal Peltas general unit ready to engage with the enemy forces, ready to engage with these Theros Spears, and hopefully get some decent kills off. My ally trying to utilize their slave slingers to be able to support me, but getting absolutely just focused down by the enemy archers and by the enemy ranged units as well. These Theros Spears just trying to do whatever they can to be able to get as many kills as they can against these Thorax swordsmen as well as these mercenary Samnite warriors. I've got another unit of Theros Spears just trying to get some good shots off. They are ready for whenever the enemy tries to cycle out. Hopefully get some good fire off on the enemy forces as well. Just doing whatever we can to be able to get as much damage on these guys as we can, and be able to start really pushing through and getting rid of Syracuse, so that way hopefully we can kind of focus down and tag team the Cardii Axemen and the Hillmen as well. These Theros Spears are focusing down this Hillman unit, just trying to break them, trying to make it so that way the enemy doesn't have nearly as many forces over here to be able to defend this corner. I think he really is kind of determining as to whether or not he wants to be able to focus that corner or not. So definitely trying to do whatever they can. We got a unit of Theros Spears over here. I got my unit of Theros Spears trying to get into square formation, so that way I can hopefully get some flanking fire over here. So my Theros Spears are going to go ahead and start getting some flanking shots over on these mercenary Samnite warriors, trying to kind of give the enemy a little bit of a taste of their own medicine to be able to try and get as many kills on these Samnite warriors as we possibly can. My Theros Spears are beginning to break, but not without dealing some great damage against these mercenary Samnite warriors. Beautiful, beautiful. I love to see these guys fall. I love to see them melt. Absolutely beautiful. And hopefully I'll be able to start pushing up one of my units over here to be able to start getting some damage off on them as well. I'm going to go ahead and countercharge with these Samnite warriors so I can get these Theros Spears, which still have ammo, back, and hopefully be able to absolutely melt these Samnite warriors and be able to take out the rest of them. There's 25 units out of 160 left, so we'll hopefully be able to kill them and take them out here pretty quickly. I'm not sure if these Thorax swordsmen still have ammo, but if they do, this is a perfect time to be able to shoot at my Samnite warriors. Their flanks are exposed while trying to take out the enemy mercenary Samnite warriors as well. The enemy forces are beginning to break through. They've got a unit of depleted Thorax swordsmen engaged with these Theros Spears. The enemy using another Rome 2 glitch. Very good move by the enemy. Some kind of turning around their ballista to be able to fire at my mercenary Samnite warriors whenever I was trying to move them up to be able to help support my front lines. But yeah, they have that turnaround. If you guys are ever curious as to how to utilize that, you just kind of, if I remember correctly, you alt and right click. It's hard to be able to, I don't know exactly, these guys were able to do it. I didn't ask But usually whenever you do that, you can't stop them from firing, so make sure you're doing that and being able to get as many kills as possible as well. But yeah, if you alt and then right click on a section while having that artillery selected, you can actually turn them around in a 360 degrees. So that's why they had their artillery over on the flanks here, so that way they could utilize them whenever we started to engage with the enemy. My ally is going to go ahead and start sending in a lot of forces to be able to engage with this corner. I'm going to go ahead and try to break the enemy forces. Very hesitant about this because they just have so many troops here, but my ally is confident about that and going to try to get as many kills as possible, moving in all of these Illyrian Marines inside of the battle, as well as these noble hoplites to be able to hopefully break through these enemy forces and secure this corner for us, so that way we can hopefully start to actually push inside of the city. Over here, I've got a unit of Theros Spears. That unit of Theros Spears that had ammo, they are actually pushed in. I'm engaged with these Thorax Swordsmen, just trying to get as many kills as possible. I've still got this unit of Samurai Warriors with 77 kills, 90 men left, ready to engage with the enemy. We're just trying to utilize whatever ammo we can over on this side to be able to hopefully weaken the remnants of Syracuse to hopefully push in on this side as well. My ally beginning to break here, but they did send in a lot of troops, a lot of Illyrian Marines and stuff, starting to break some enemy forces as well, doing whatever they can to be able to engage with these guys and hopefully push them back, so that way we can take this section of the city. Over here, Syracuse is going to send over a fresh unit of Thorax Swords to hopefully help their allies over here. I was sending over some Illyrian Marines to hopefully get some volleys off, just to do as much damage as possible as well. These Eastern Archers are still have ammo and still going to be able to get some nice flanking fire on our troops as well. And the enemy is just going to continue to cycle charge and hopefully get as many kills as possible. This artillery piece still has ammo and is going to have a heyday firing at this blob of troops that we have right here. It's just going to continue to shotgun on these troops and try to get as many kills as possible, especially on these Illyrian Marines and Noble Hoplites as well. But doing a fantastic job of shotgunning on our troops and be able to get a lot of kills on them as well. Over here, my Mercenary Samurai Warriors are engaged with these Thorax Swordsmen, just trying to, again, get as many kills as possible. The enemy still has ammo with these Theros Spears. They're going to get some flanking fire on these Samurai Warriors. I'm going to go ahead and move up some Theros Spears to hopefully stop my Samurai Warriors from getting killed by Thoros Spears, and hopefully convince the enemy to start firing onto the flanks of my Theros Spears over here as well. A lot of those spears bouncing off the walls. I'm hoping that they continue to engage with that and hopefully continue to waste a lot of ammo off on that Coliseum, which is fantastic. Over here, that artillery still somehow has a lot of ammo, utilizing fire ammo now and being able to get a lot of kills with a artillery piece that costs nothing. So far, 166 kills. Not sure if they still have ammunition, but getting some decent kills. Over here, I got the remnants of my Mercenary Cretan Archers doing whatever they can to be able to get some flanking fire and help my ally get through these Cardii Axemen and do as much damage as possible. But right now, both sides doing a great job of just continuously bashing against each other, trying to get as many kills as possible. These Noble Hoplites have taken a lot of damage from just fire in general. The enemy's going to go ahead and move some Theros Spears over onto the walls to be able to fire into the flanks of these Noble Hoplites. And yeah, that ballista getting 171 kills. I don't know if they still have ammo, but doing a fantastic job. They still have ammo, doing a fantastic job of getting a lot of kills on our troops as well. I'm going to go ahead and start moving up even more forces to be able to continue to push against Syracuse while the Axe Boys are distracted. I'm going to try to utilize this to be able to hopefully get through Syracuse and be able to hopefully flank around and help out my ally as much as I possibly can. Over here, my ally still engaged with these Cardii Axemen, beginning to break a little bit. These Noble Hoplites are very depleted, still taking a lot of fire from these Theros Spears and from the Archers as well. So they are starting to break, but my ally still holding as strongly as possible, still trying to get as many kills against these Colchian Nobles, these Thorax Swordsmen, these Cardii Axemen, all of the troops, just trying to get as many kills as possible. Also moving up some Slave Slingers to hopefully get some fire into these troops and hopefully break them as well. These Archers are finally out of ammo, utilizing whatever ammo they had left to be able to shoot at the flanks of the enemy forces. These Theros Spears are going to go ahead and keep firing at those retreating Archers. Make sure they don't come back as well. But luckily, these Archers are out of ammo, so those Theros Spears aren't going to be able to get any, like, really good kills. But any kills is a good kill as long as the enemy isn't fighting against you. It's a great day. Over here, I've got my ally has his unit, his general unit of noble hoplites engaged with the enemy unit of thorax hoplites. I've got my unit of thero spears also engaged with that general unit. Just trying to utilize whatever we can to be able to hopefully push past this section of the battlefield and hopefully take over this cart yard. So hopefully we can start putting pressure on both fronts of these axe boys. They're going to be able to utilize their forces to hopefully start getting some flanks on these Illyrian Marines. I should have sent some more forces over to help my ally, but at this point in the battle, just a little bit rough. Definitely a little bit of a rough battle, but a fun one nevertheless. I got this unit of mercenary Samurai warriors engaged with these 2 units of Thero spears, trying to utilize whatever I can to be able to hopefully kill these Thero spears. I see a little gap I'm going to try to utilize with these mercenary Samurai warriors to hopefully engage with these Thero spears and hopefully get some flanking attacks on them as well. Enemy's going to go ahead and try to cycle charge with their thorax swords against my mercenary Samnite warriors. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back. I don't really want them to be able to cycle charge. I've still got this little unit of mercenary Samnite warriors just trying to get as many kills as possible, and hopefully we'll be able to get some great flanking fire on these troops as well. But yeah, so over here we got my mercenary Samnites over here, hopefully starting to get some ammo shot off on the side. Plus, we've also got some slingers shooting into the flanks of these troops and breaking them as well. But my depleted unit of Samnite warriors could not hold on for long, and they are going to begin to break, but not before helping us to break some of these Syracuse units. Over here, my ally has broken. It was a very valiant effort, a very bloody effort, nevertheless, but they have broken for the effort. So the enemy is going to go ahead and start engaging with my Samnite warriors and try to get as much damage off as possible. I'm going to go and get that screenshot in here. Got to get that thumbnail, boys. Come on, you know me. You know me. Over here, these Thero Spears still engaged with that unit of Thorax Hoplites trying to kill the enemy general. If we can kill the enemy general, we can hopefully break the remnants of Syracuse and begin to envelop the rest of the axe boys. These Eastern archers getting some fantastic kills, 120, 189, 107, 190. Not doing bad at all over here. These Cardi axemen were able to utilize the walls to be able to get around and flank against these nobles. But over here, I'm using the remnants of these Thero Spears to hold off the rest of the enemy while my ally takes out the rest of those Cardi axemen. So that way, hopefully, they can't continue to get that flank off. The enemy is going to go ahead and move over a fresh unit of Samnite warriors, I believe. A unit of Samnite warriors that has yet to be see battle as well. Over here, my mercenary Samnite warriors trying to engage with these Colchian nobles. But they are going to go ahead and form up so that way my flank is shown. So they're going to go ahead and utilize their archers and get some flanking fire on my Samnite warriors, as well as try to move up some more troops to be able to get some throwables off on my ass and be able to get some good damage off. I've got a fresh unit of Royal Peltis over here ready to hold the line as well. And we are slowly but surely beginning to break some more units over here on this flank. So the battle certainly isn't over. If we can break on this flank, we can certainly get some good damage off and hopefully break some more enemy units as well. I got my general unit of Royal Peltis sitting here nearby, just trying to utilize whatever abilities that they can anytime that they generate on these Illyrian Noble Hoplites to hopefully allow them to be able to get as many kills as possible over here. Over here, my Theros Spears are just trying to go ahead and hold off this enemy unit of Theros Spears and try to get as much damage as possible. My ally utilizing what slingers they have left to be able to start firing on these Eastern archers and hopefully stop them from firing into the flank of my troops. I got my Royal Peltis engaged here as well, just trying to keep the enemy from being able to fire at the flanks of my troops. So yeah, we've got some good troops kind of pushed up and engaged. These Samnite warriors still holding off against these Cardi axemen, trying to do as much damage as possible. But the combination of the Royal Peltis and these Samnite warriors is a fantastic combination. Two very, very elite units trying to do whatever damage they can. And the enemy, seeing that our flank is exposed, is going to go ahead and start retreating some Colchian nobles and Cardi axemen to hopefully engage with this flank and hopefully ensure their own victory. So we need to begin to push or engage the enemy and stop the enemy from pushing somewhere, somehow, to be able to hopefully take the victory on this one. Doing a great job of utilizing a couple of units to be able to keep a few of my guys from being able to fully being able to retreat and engage with those flanking forces. I've got my unit of Royal Peltis as well as a unit of Thero Spears engaged with this unit of mercenary Samnite warriors, trying to do whatever I can to be able to stop these guys from being able to get the flank in, and trying to get a little bit of a flank in with my Thero Spears, but they're going to go ahead and utilize even more ammo. They still have ammo with these Eastern archers, which is incredible. being able to utilize those Eastern Archers to hopefully get some flanking fire on my general unit, because if they can kill my general unit, my morale is going to go down and my army is going to break. Got another unit of Royal Paltis kind of moved up, ready to engage with these enemies over on the flank as well. I'm not quite sure why I moved them up over here. I should have moved. I think I was just trying to get a flank off to hopefully quickly break these Samurai warriors, but they had 130 men or 128 men left. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them around and engage with these Cardii Axemen, but a little late. There's now a large gap for them to be able to flank my general and hopefully kill my general as well. Our Royal Pelt is going to try to get as many kills as they possibly can, but we are going to go ahead and get flanked by a lot of troops. Very well played by the enemy. They are going to go ahead and utilize as much as they possibly can to be able to break us, to get a lot of flanks off, and be able to just put so much pressure on us, and we just do not have the troops to be able to defend against it. So I think that it is safe to say, based around just all these flanks and how many units that the enemy has, that this is going to be a GG moment. But again, very well played by our enemies. I learned a lot during this battle. Definitely a very fun battle to play. The next battle was very intense as well. Overall, the battles played against these opponents or RandomX were fantastic in general. And there we go. Now we have army losses. Sadly, my general died, and we just do not have the forces to be able to hold off against these enemy forces. But again, GG's to the enemy. It was a fantastic battle. And I definitely learned a lot from this battle, as well as the next one is definitely a nail biter as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one as well. Let's go ahead and end the replay and look at these kills. Bloodlust getting 1,229 kills, me getting 1,691 kills. Oh, we were playing against Dover. I don't know who Dover is, to be honest, but I don't know if that is Hermes or if that's somebody else. But yeah, we were playing against Zero Chilling and Dover. Dover getting 2,412 kills, while Zero Chilling over here getting 1,971 kills. Again, very well played by our opponents. Very, very fun match. Very interesting match indeed. Looking over at the kills, definitely very interesting. Tried to do whatever we could, but just overall, it just wasn't enough. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys liked it and you want to see more of it, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Lets me know that the content isn't complete shite. We are trying to reach 200 subscribers by the end of this year. We need a little over 50 subscribers. I want to say 58 subscribers at the point of making this video to be able to reach that goal. And we are also trying to reach 1,000 followers by the end of this year. So make sure you guys help me out with that. If we can make it by then, I got some stuff planned that I know you guys will definitely like. If you guys also like this, make sure to check out both my Discord channel. What am I thinking of? My Discord channel and Twitter. Both will be located down in the description below. Discord, of course, is where I try to talk to you guys, hang out with you guys, love you guys, ask you guys what you guys might want to see within the stream and the YouTube channel. So if you guys want that opportunity, then make sure you guys do that as well. As well as with Twitter, I always just try to post random shit on there and just kind of keep you guys a little bit informed as to what's happening within real life too. So if you guys want to get to know me a little bit as a person, make sure you guys follow that Twitter as well. With Twitter and Discord, I do try to post notifications as to when I'm streaming and when I'm doing making a YouTube video, so make sure you guys join that as well. But either way, guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you sexy ass motherfuckers in the next one. Peace.